Okay, so you're thinking about upgrading your iPhone,
Right.
but you just can't decide between the iPhone 16 and the 16e.
Happens to the best of us.
We're here to help you out.
We are.
On today's deep dive, we're going to break down a conversation between an Apple Store employee and a customer who's in the exact same boat as you.
Oh, that's cool.
They're trying to figure out, which phone is really worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So is the 16 worth that extra cash, or does the budget-friendly 16e have enough to offer?
Good question.
Let's find out.
All right.
So right off the bat, the Apple rep starts talking about the iPhone 16's dynamic island.
Ah, yes.
Do you remember that notch on the older iPhone?
I do.
How annoying was that?
It really bugged me.
We'll say goodbye to it because the dynamic island blends right into the display.
Oh, wow.
And you get so much more screen real estate that way.
Makes sense.
Plus the 16's display gets crazy bright,
Really?
like 2000 nits.
Wow.
So imagine reading in direct sunlight, no problem.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Big difference from the 16e screen.
So it seems like Apple's really going for a more immersive experience.
They are.
Yeah.
Visually.
Exactly. Like more engaging.
But you know what's interesting?
What's that?
The customer in the conversation brings up battery life.
They do.
And they're saying that's like a huge factor.
Oh, absolutely. For most people, that's like the #1 thing.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's where the 16e really shines.
It does.
It's got like a couple hours more battery life than the 16.
For some people,
Yeah.
that's all they need to hear.
Yeah, right there. Game over.
Done deal.
Right.
But then the rep makes this really interesting point.
Yeah.
They talk about the 16's fast charging
Okay.
and the MagSafe,
Oh, right.
and it's almost like they're saying, listen, yeah, the 16e lasts longer on a single charge,
Mm-hmm.
but with the
You
16,
can just top so fast.
yeah, and so easily throughout the day.
Right.
So it really makes you think
It does.
about how much those features,
Really. Yeah, like how much do they really play into your daily life?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, how often do you actually run your battery all the way down?
Right.
Do you charge it up quickly?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe those extra hours on the 16e aren't a big deal.
Exactly. It really depends on your own usage habits.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the cameras
Okay.
because the 16 has this dual camera system.
Yeah,
And that's a major selling point.
it is.
So that ultra-wide lens,
Ah.
that is perfect for those big landscape shots.
Right.
Or if you're trying to fit everyone into a group picture.
Oh, yeah.
And then there are the features that are specifically designed for...
Creators,
Yeah.
video people.
Yes, exactly. Like cinematic mode, macro video, and spatial video.
Okay, hold on. I gotta ask. What are those exactly?
So imagine you're filming something cool,
Okay.
like your dog catching a frisbee.
Right.
With cinematic mode, you can switch the focus from your dog, like when it's jumping in the air,
Okay.
to your face
Yep.
as you're watching and smiling, and it just creates this really professional depth of field effect.
Oh, cool.
Then there's macro video, so you can film those tiny details really close up,
Like what?
like dewdrops on a spider web.
Oh.
I know, right?
And spatial video. What's that?
So spatial video is all about sound.
Okay.
It captures audio in a way that when you play it back with headphones,
Yeah.
it feels like you're actually there in that moment.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I know, pretty neat, huh?
Yeah.
So the 16e,
Doesn't have any of that.
well, it does have a good camera,
Okay.
but it doesn't have all those fancy features.
Yeah, like the dual camera and all those cool video modes.
Right.
Got it.
Okay.
The rep also mentioned MagSafe and Wi-Fi 7
They did.
as advantages for the 16.
Mm-hmm.
And MagSafe it's not just about that cool wireless charging.
No, it's not. It's like a whole ecosystem.
Like what?
Imagine you can just snap on a magnetic wallet
Yeah.
or a portable battery pack
Wow.
or even a car mount. So it basically turns your iPhone into like a multi-tool.
Oh, I like that.
I know, right?
And Wi-Fi 7. What about that?
That's all about speed.
Okay.
So think like super fast downloads,
Oh.
smoother streaming,
Mhm.
just better performance overall.
Especially if you have a lot of devices at home.
Yes, especially if they're all fighting for bandwidth.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so if we had to sum this all up,
Yeah.
the 16 is for people who just want the best, the latest tech, the most amazing camera, all the fancy features,
Right.
and the 16e,
Yeah.
that's for someone who's like, I need a good phone,
Uh-huh.
but I also need it to be affordable and the battery has to last a long time.
I think that's a really good summary.
You do.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
kind of brings us back to the big question.
Which is,
Which phone is actually right for you?
yeah, like, do you need all the fancy features?
Right. Are you a techie? Are you a photographer? Or are you just someone who needs a practical phone?
Exactly.
That's a question only you can answer, listener.
It is.
But hopefully this deep dive has given you something to think about
Yeah.
before you buy that new iPhone.
Think about how you use your phone.
Exactly.
What do you really need it to do?
Yes.
What features can you not live without?
Right.
And here's one last thought to ponder.
Okay.
Apple makes all these different iPhones
Yeah.
for different people.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that makes it easier to find the right phone?
Yeah.
Or does it just make the decision even harder?
That is a good question.
It is.
All right, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive.
Okay.
But hopefully you're leaving with a much clearer understanding of the iPhone 16 and the 16e.
Hope so.
And remember, the best iPhone is the one that fits your needs perfectly.
Exactly.
Until next time.
See you later.